Have you ever had one of those moments where you're eating pretty well, you're trying to stay on track, and all of a sudden a craving kicks in? And you don't know what to do because all you can do is think about that craving, and it builds up and it builds up, and eventually you cave in. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Cravings are your brain telling you, hey, you deserve a reward. Whether or not it's true is a different story, but that is what cravings are. It's not based on hunger, it's based on your brain's desire for some sort of reward and pleasure. All right, so how do you overcome these cravings? Well, here are 9 ways to overcome the cravings. So number 1, you gotta know who you are. So if you're one of those people that can give into your craving, indulge a little bit, and then back off, that's cool. But if you're one of those people that can't, right, and you indulge in your craving and then it leads to binge behavior and you get off track and then you start to feel miserable and you start torturing yourself, you need to cut it. Yeah, you just need to cut it out of your diet. You just need to get rid of all things that are going to allow you to binge, right? Get it out of your environment because it's going to be really, really hard for you to have enough willpower every single day, especially when you've had a rough day, for you not to give into those cravings. So clean out your house, get all your cravings out of the way. Number 2, what you can do is drink water. A lot of times we have cravings, and if we just got our handy dandy water bottle and chugged a little bit of water, waited about 15 to 20 minutes, the craving would dissipate, all right? So be aware of that. Sometimes cravings come in waves. So chug some water, stay hydrated, and see if that helps your craving go away. Number 3, if you're somebody that craves something sweet, rather than going for chocolate or candy or a sugary beverage, reach for a fruit instead and see if that helps you curb your craving. Because when you eat the fruit, there's fiber in there, there's water in there, and there's also some micronutrients. So you're eating something way healthier than some processed candy that you found at the store. And then number 4, one thing that really helped me when I was going through medical school and I was training a lot is having my meals pre-planned. Like I had everything measured out. I had my vegetables measured out. I had my fruits measured out. I had my cashews measured out. I had all my meals planned out. So for me, my cravings kind of went away because I knew what was on my menu. I just came home, I just opened it up and ate it. So it simplified my life. But what made it really hard was when I didn't have those meals prepared, and then I would kind of go scavenging for food. And whenever you're scavenging for food when you're hungry, you know, anyone that's been around me for long periods of time knows that a lot of times my mind is bigger than my stomach. So I'll get a bunch of food and then I'll eat like 1/10 of it and then I'll look like an idiot. So what you should do is really try to get into the habit of planning your meals, planning your snacks, planning everything, and just kind of portion sizing everything out, you know, a couple days in advance. And then number 5, you know, talk to a friend. A lot of times we just need somebody to give us words of encouragement right when we're about to break, someone to tell us that, hey, you know, keep fighting, it's gonna be okay, you're doing great, you've made it this far, so don't give up now, you'll get through this. And now you have someone that believes in you, that helps you believe in yourself, right? So sometimes just talking to somebody rather than giving up and giving in is what you need to do. And then number 6, eat more protein. Oftentimes, if you just eat a little bit more protein, that's gonna help you kind of curb your appetite, you know, help you blunt your hunger. And what I sometimes tell people to do is if you have like a craving for chocolatey things, protein powder is one of the most versatile things you can use. So you can make protein bars out of your protein powder, you can make protein shakes, protein smoothies, and that will give you kind of that chocolatey kick that you're trying to get, or the vanilla or whatever flavor you want. So that way, rather than you having a chocolate bar, you're having some protein in the form of chocolate, and it kind of tricks your mind into thinking, hey, you know, we got through the craving, we'll move on to the next phase of our life and we can stop thinking about this all day. And then number 7, exercise. A lot of times for me, when I'm exercising and I'm staying healthy, I'm staying active, it's much easier for me to stay on track and not like just overindulge in all the snacks and stuff like that. And I think partially that's just because exercising helps blunt my appetite. And then the other aspect of it is that when I exercise, a lot of the times it's hard for me to rationalize eating like crap because I don't want to ruin my gains. You know, I want to make sure that I'm getting the best bang for my workout bucks. And that means I got to feed my body with the right things, all right? Then number 8 is reduce stress. So we all have stressors in our lives, and most people are stress eaters, and no one gets stressed out and eats broccoli, right? You get stressed out and you eat something that's a comfort food. And that comfort food comes in many shapes and sizes, but most of the time it's highly processed carbohydrates that are paired with fats. So what you want to do is try to find ways to reduce your stress. If you have somebody that's in your life that's causing you a lot of stress, you might want to get rid of them, but don't kill them. But try to create your bubble. Not necessarily isolate yourself, but create your zen. And that could be done by meditating, spending time just stretching every day alone without any distractions. Just take time to yourself, journaling, going for a walk, just getting outside. So these are many different ways that you can use to try to relieve the stress, so that way mentally you don't feel like you have something that's weighing on you, and the only way for you to release that tension is through indulging in sugary foods, okay? And then number 9, you gotta ask yourself, what are your long-term goals, and what are the long-term consequences of the foods that you're putting into your mouth, right? So long-term consequences, if you're already significantly overweight and you already have insulin resistant, is you become diabetic. And what are the long-term consequences of you being diabetic? You end up potentially getting kidney damage. You end up potentially losing some of your vision. You end up putting yourself at risk of losing your toes and your digits, and there's all these other long-term consequences. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over years and years and years of continuing those habits. And I don't say that to scare you, but that's just reality, right? I see patients all the time and they get their toes amputated. I'm like, this is all for some brownies? Like, why would you lose your toe for a brownie? You don't want that, right? So you gotta really consider, what are the long-term consequences of the things that you're putting into your body, regardless of what they are. This doesn't necessarily just have to be sugar. It can be alcohol. It could be any other sort of drugs, right? You really have to ask yourself those questions. And if you're okay living with those consequences, then, that's up to you, all right? But at the end of the day, just realize that we all have cravings. They're hard to fight, but the biggest thing you can do is protect your environment. So clean out your house from all the temptations that you know are toxic for you, and then find people to hold you accountable. You do those 2 things, then overcoming your addictions, your cravings are way, way easier. All right, so if you like this video, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also follow me on Instagram, where I'll be putting out content like this all the time. All right, take care.